We can tick Peruvian desert off the bucket list.
Salud!
Salud!
Breathing.
So I've learned a lot on this trip. If nothing else, my knowledge of the world is expanding. Hello and welcome to the third Peru vlog. This is going to be the final one, and we are starting in a small town called Xoxo, which is basically an oasis town in the middle of the Peruvian desert, which I didn't even know Peru had a desert. I think people think so much of like Machu Picchu and all of the beautiful mountains, but it also does have a desert, and this town is quite literally in the middle of it. I've never stayed somewhere with a backdrop like this. Honestly, it's actually crazy. Like, yeah, we're only staying here for one night. It's quite a popular stop off on the Peru Hop bus. Basically, Peru Hop kind of have a route that works, and they obviously know where's good and where's not, and this is a popular place to stay for just kind of like one night, which is exactly what we have done. We got here quite late last night, and today we're going to have a day of exploring, but let me show you the backdrop I'm talking about. At the back of the street here, this is just a sand dune, and not just any sand dunes. These are some of the biggest sand dunes in the world, and they stretch like the whole way around. At the end of the street, another sand dune. So we kind of are in like a dip in the middle. So it actually took us a 17-hour drive from Arequipa, and we spent all of that on the bus yesterday. So I will insert a little bit of footage as an overlay here because I filmed a little bit, but honestly, as you can probably imagine, it was like the most boring day of my life. We got on the bus at 5 AM, we arrived here last night at 8 PM. We stopped twice, once for breakfast, once for lunch. Oh, and then a third time at the NASCAR viewing tower. NASCAR is another town that Peru Hop stop off at. We actually decided not to stop there just because there wasn't too much to do there. I mean, it would have broke the journey up, but like we got off and had a little look around anyway. Peru Hop are really good. They obviously know what works and what doesn't. They've been doing this for years. They're like experts in backpacker tourism across Peru, so we trusted them, and I'm glad that we did. The journey was smooth. It was just boring. It was just 17 hours of sitting on a chair. Didn't have phone signal for half of it. Watched a lot of Netflix. I watched the entire series 2 of The Night Agent on Netflix, and then we arrived here, and the first activity we are about to go into this morning is pisco sour tasting. And if you don't know what pisco is, it is the Peruvian liquor. It's like their alcohol, very strong, it's clear, it kind of smells and looks like vodka. We're gonna go to a tasting of that because it's included, so let's go. We are arriving at our pisco sour tasting event, which is included with Peru Hop. This is actually free, so we didn't pay for this.
We can do it by foot or by machine, but always at night. Receive a little punishment, get more alcohol, but the strongest one. Arriba los vasos.
Arriba los vasos.
Louder, please. Arriba los vasos.
Arriba los vasos.
Más arriba.
Más arriba.
Los corazones.
Los corazones.
And that means raise your cups, hang it at the hearts, and put down the panties.
Alright.
It's just a toast, okay? Don't take it literally. Salud.
Salud.
Breathe in, enjuágalo. Breathe. Mouth washing it, swallow, and exhala. Ahí está perfecto. Bien. We're gonna sing. We want to know if the guys are drunk. We want to know if the guys are drunk. Chupa, 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 chupa. Stop. Stop. No. What is? Yeah.
This is the hostel we've been staying in here. Obviously we only stayed one night. It's called Wild Rover. It is a bit of a party hostel. Turns out that this is a bit of a party town. Considering there's nothing here, there's about 5 nightclubs, which is rogue because we've not seen any other nightclubs across Peru. But I think it just attracts a backpacker crowd, so they've catered to it. Look at that, guys. Look at it. Sand buggying / tuning. So this is what I'm looking at. First we get these sand buggies up to the top here, and then we sandboard down. I'm most excited for the buggying. Look at all these buggies. So somehow this day ended up being quite a bit of a rush from leaving that activity to the next, and I never explained that we were going sandboarding. This is definitely the most popular activity to do in Xoxo, and it was well worth it. If you're thinking of which activities to add when you're like looking through Peru Hop, do not miss this one out because we had such a good time. Guys, I even tried the sandboarding and I was very, very nervous about this because I've done it before and fallen off a sandboard and sand actually really hurts. So I was proud that I gave it a go. And it was just the most beautiful, beautiful location. It looked like we were on the surface of the moon. We have sat and watched the most beautiful sunset. Said see you later, we've got to make it back to the Peru Hop bus. We can tick Peruvian desert off the bucket list. This might just be one of the most insane landscapes I think I've ever seen. Hello guys, we have just arrived in PERU'S, which is our penultimate Peru location. We got the Peru Hop bus and it only took an hour and a half, which you would think, oh, you know, that's actually quite a long drive. If I was in the UK, that would be a long drive.
It went like that.
It went like that, yeah. I feel like I blinked and I missed it. The 17-hour bus yesterday is putting everything into perspective. But we have just checked into a hostel. Didn't go too smoothly. Like, we arrived, these two guys just didn't really look like they knew what they were doing. And then obviously, like, on check-in everywhere, they asked for your passport. So we handed over our passports and then they were like, oh, Harry Kane, and just burst out laughing for like, honestly, a good 5 minutes of just laughing in Spanish and like chatting and then just saying like, England, Harry Kane. And we were like, yeah, hilarious, like close personal friend of mine. You know, what? It was so random. And then like nothing was going right. Basically the payment wouldn't take, like card wasn't working. Then they were just like continuing to laugh in Spanish and I'm not really too sure what they were laughing at. So it was just all of it, oh, hi guys, like we are standing right here and you know that we don't know what you're saying. So that was really good. Not the best first impression. Anyway, I'm on the hunt for food. I'm looking rough. I need to wash my hair. The sand buggying and the sand duning was amazing. It was so much fun, but I am still covered in sand, as you can imagine. Sand buggying, sand duning.
June buggy.
June buggying. Yeah, before we went, we put sun cream on, obviously, because it was like the desert, and then the sand just stuck to it. I did not expect to find vegetarian meatballs here, but here we go. What are we doing? We are doing a boat trip to islands known as...
I've forgotten the name of them. I know which ones you mean.
The Galapagos of Peru. So again, this was an activity people had told us, oh, you could maybe skip this out. And we were like, well, I don't know what else we'll do in PERU'S if we don't go on this little boat tour. And we were so glad that we did because we saw so many South American sea lions so up close. Honestly, it was actually a really fun experience. It was only a 2-hour trip, so it was kind of perfect. And these creatures are actually really, really cute and also quite funny. I ordered something off of the Peruvian vegetarian menu that I didn't really know what it was, and it's come and it looks like a work of art. I think it's mashed potato. They're really big on potato here, so it's probably that. I'm not sure what the purple sauce is. Cheese. Looks like feta, but it isn't. Do not be fooled. All the cheese in this country is so bland. It doesn't really have any taste at all. Egg, tomato, avocado. All the avocado I've had in Peru has been amazing, so that's good. But yeah, I feel like it's on MasterChef or something the way this is presented. And we are sat with a little ocean view. The tour was very good, wasn't it?
Really good.
Really, really enjoyed that. We saw so many sea lions.
What sea lions, wasn't it? Not seals?
Yeah, sea lions. Yeah, the South American sea lion. Oh, Tom's drinking Inca Cola, which is a newfound drink that he likes, which is Peruvian fizzy.
It's basically Peruvian iron brew.
Peruvian iron brew is the really good way to describe it. It tastes like bubblegum, which I think iron brew tastes like bubblegum.
It's good.
Yeah, Tom's got some calamari.
What else did we see today? So we saw sea lions.
We saw sea lions.
We saw loads of different types of birds.
So many birds.
Really sure on the names.
No.
Was that it?
Yeah, I think it was. It does say that you might be able to see penguins. We didn't see any penguins, but it's cool to know that there are penguins in this area. On the way back I got really wet, guys. The boat was like spraying up loads of spray, so now I just washed my hair. My hair is thick with salt water, so that's good. Anyway, we've stopped for some lunch. I have got a massive lemonade. Look at the size of that.
It's actually lime.
It's actually just lime juice, it's not lemonade at all. They put on the menu lemonade, and every time I think I'm gonna get a fizzy drink and it's just lime cordial, but it's nice, it's fine. Really, really good, really fresh, but it's not lemonade. In exchange for leaving a TripAdvisor review, they've brought us 2 free Pisco Sours, which is definitely not how you're meant to leave TripAdvisor reviews. When a man walks over and says, do you want 2 free Pisco Sour cocktails? If you leave a review, you know it's staying, you know to that. Cheers!
I don't mind that. That's alright. That's better than whatever they gave us in the hostel.
Alright guys, don't make fast movement and don't scream, okay?
So we are doing a tour called Golden Shadows, which is a sunset hike, and I'm 99% sure you're not going to be able to hear me because of the wind. We are in the desert and it is incredibly, incredibly windy. You can see all the people behind me. We are basically going to be hiking up to one of these viewpoints for sunset, and I've probably voiced this over because it's so noisy. A bit windy, innit? Just a bit. We organised this with Peru Hop, and it is a popular activity to do here in Paracas. It apparently, the guide just said, is one of the best sunset viewpoints in the entire world. We have reached the cliff top and we are about to head back in the direction of the bus, but we are basically going to stop along the way. I'm sorry, it literally looks like, I mean, maybe if you don't look at the ocean, so if we move away from that and look this way, this could be the surface of another planet. This is how I imagine the surface of the moon might look. But then yeah, this is the Pacific Ocean, so it does throw a bit of a spanner in it. It's just a crazy landscape, and I keep saying I can't believe it's the same country as like the last vlog when we were at Machu Picchu. It's just so different. What altitude are we currently at?
56 metres.
56 metres instead of 4,000 and something metres is considerably nicer.
We've just done this hike and we're just like, we can breathe.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, have I got fitter? No, it's just that I've forgotten what it's like to not be out of breath.
Once you finish to taking a photo, follow me here, okay? Okay guys, we jump after 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go on, lick it. Salt fresh out the ground. Salty and delicious?
Sorry about that, try it.
Okay. Does it crisp? I think I've scared her. Guys, this is the real reason we actually took this table and came in here. Okay, it's hell of a lot of rocket, but this cost me 40 sols, which 40 sols is £8.64. It's pretty good. Oh yeah. It is time to check out. I don't think I've even shown you this room, but it's very basic. It's got the biggest painting on the wall ever, and then it's just a bed. Comfy bed though, to be fair.
I think she slept really well here.
I've slept well here, yeah. Which is surprising because there's no aircon, but this fan is surprisingly quite good. Now we are about to check out. We are gonna head for some lunch. We kind of missed breakfast. We woke up at like 8. But we've just sat and worked for 3 hours while we've got the room, and now we have to check out. So we're gonna go and get some lunch, carry on doing a little bit of work, and then at 2:15 we are actually going on an excursion to the Paracas National Reserve, which is included with Peru Hop. So it's another included activity. We have these because we booked like the full south to north package. So it's like the full amount that you can do with Peru Hop. So that means you get a few activities included. This is one of them. And then later we're actually heading to our final destination, which is Peru's capital city of Lima. Okay, brunch day. Got a little vegan plus cheese and eggs number going on, which was difficult to order because I ordered the vegan breakfast and then I was like with cheese and eggs, but then they came separately. So I've kind of mished it together and it looks pretty good actually. This is our final breakfast here in Paracas.
I've gone for a hot dog.
Yeah.
With chicken nuggets. Well, I think chicken nuggets, some kind of nugget.
Yeah.
And chips.
Yep. Because Tom is 7 years old and we found somewhere that does chicken nugs. So that is pretty much our time in this town coming to an end. We have spent the morning having breakfast, which you saw, and then just doing a little bit of work in that cafe. And then because we know we're going to be sitting on the bus for a little while to get to Lima, I think it's about a 6-hour drive, which by comparison is not that long. Like, that's nothing, that's light work. But we thought we'd come and walk along the seafront one more time before we sit on the bus, just to stretch our legs. Oh wow, yeah, that tuk-tuk's got the Audi logo on the back of it. Didn't know they were making them. This is definitely like the most beachy vibes town that we've seen here in Peru. I think that obviously it's a popular spot with locals and tourists, so you can rent one of these umbrellas. You could actually spend the day sunbathing. We opted not to do that because we knew we had to get the bus and we didn't want to be sandy.
To be fair, today it's not been the sunniest.
No, it's actually a little overcast. There's a lot of restaurants on this stretch. It's almost European feeling, the way that there's like restaurants lining the beachfront. Definitely the most holiday-esque area we've seen. There's also a lot of people down here trying to sell you stuff, various stuff, food, souvenirs, sunglasses. Sometimes I'm not even sure what it is. Yesterday there was a lady trying to sell a dead fish. It's really a variety. But our next activity is to head to the National Reserve. Yeah, I like the vibes here. This has been one of my favourite towns to have like actually stayed in. Obviously the activities are a bit more low-key here, but location-wise I've enjoyed this. Oh, there's always one. Always one. So after we'd been to the National Reserve, which I'm not gonna lie, looked kind of the exact same as the Golden Shadows trek, we hopped on the bus to Lima. Now this took about 5 hours, but we stopped at a colonial house in the middle. I think I started voicing this over. Basically guys, we're currently having a little stop off to look at this really old Spanish house, which was home to a real mix of Spanish settlers and also the African settlers. So from this house came like a culture that is really unique to Peru. But then did get interrupted, so this is the beginning bit. And basically what I was explaining was this was like some kind of colonial house where the Spanish lived when they'd first moved over here, and it basically has all of these tunnels underneath the house which are completely hidden, which is actually where they used to keep slaves. We learned so much about the history here. It was actually shocking. So claustrophobic to actually walk these tunnels as well. I was not aware we were even doing this activity. It kind of just came out of nowhere, but I'm glad that we did, because I feel like, again, I learned so much about Peru's history through seeing this. Well, this was a very interesting excursion stop to break up the journey to Lima. I feel as though we've learned a lot. It's also really beautiful. The architecture is insane, but the history, as always, and as with a lot of this country, is actually quite sad. Definitely feel as though we just learned a little bit. The guide that we have on this bit of the tour, like each Peru Hop bus that we have been on, you get a guide that is on the bus with you that like tells you a little bit about where you're going, where you've come from, just Peru generally. This particular guide that we've got, I think his name is Louis. This where we are right now is actually his hometown, so he knows a lot about its history, and its history is dark. Probably done a little voiceover. If I didn't know before, I don't really know anything about Peru. I never studied Peru at school. I don't know anything about the Incas. I don't know really anything about its like Spanish history either. So I've learned a lot on this trip. If nothing else, my knowledge of the world is expanding. We are fresh off of the Peru Hop bus into a fast food restaurant called La Lucha, which apparently is Peruvian fast food, and it is incredibly popular. Every single table is full and the time is midnight. Like, we got off the bus, we were so hungry, we were thinking nowhere will be open. The guy in the hostel recommended here, didn't he? And it was a good recommendation. Basically it's Five Guys but with a Peruvian twist, but it was really good and it was cheap as well. The whole thing cost what, 53 soles, which is £12, yeah, for 2 burgers, fries and 2 drinks. Good morning from Lima, Peru. The capital city of this country is our final destination, and we did arrive super late last night, but there wasn't much to show you. We checked into a hostel called the Black Llama Hostel, and it seemed very social. It was very busy. It was like party vibes, but not in like a obnoxious kind of way. Like, it was a real mixed crowd. There was a lot of older people, a lot of young people. The energy that we got was good. It was a shock. I was kind of thinking it might be like San Jose in Costa Rica, which we didn't love that city. I think just generally a lot of backpackers fly in and fly out. We thought Lima might be the same, but so far not the vibes I'm getting. Anyway, we have booked to do a city tour this morning. It's always a really good way to like get to see a lot of the city, go with a guide that can tell you about its history, and we organised it with Get Your Guide, who very kindly gifted us it. So yeah, we need to head downstairs because we're about to get picked up. So it's the oldest church found in Japan. the lovely lady that was running that tour actually recommended us a vegetarian and vegan restaurant, which is really hard to come by, especially across South America, and especially because, to be honest, I'm not often looking for them because obviously Tom is not vegetarian or vegan, so like usually I'd rather find a restaurant that has both. But she actually said that she's not veg or vegan either and she's eaten here before, so we were like, do you know what, we're gonna go there, we're just gonna grab a snack because we're not starving, but we have been walking around the city all morning and it's really hot, so it's taken it out of us. We want to sit down, have some food, and I've got like vegan loaded nachos, which you can't come by stuff like this. Like, this is like a British meal pretty much. I feel like anything where it's a meat replacement and not like lentils or tofu, it's very hard to come by, and sometimes I'm okay with that, but today I did just have a craving for something like this. Tom has just ended up getting fries, but I reckon we're probably going to share this. The area of Lima that we have decided to stay in is called Miraflores, which is quite an up and coming neighborhood that all of the hostels seem to be in. Basically it's kind of like bustling. It's where we had dinner last night that was super busy late at night. But we'll just have a little walk around this area, have an explore. Again, the tour guide that we had this morning was actually amazing. She gave us a list of recommendations of like things to do in this area. She said we're staying in a really good area. If you've only got a day in Lima, you can see quite a lot from here. We're also apparently quite near the coast, although we haven't actually been to the beach yet, but Lima is a coastal city, so it has a beach. Apparently also really popular for surfing. So I think we're gonna check that out at sunset. She said there's a little walk that you can do. It's about 2 p.m. now. We're gonna have a pretty chill afternoon, wander around. I think we're gonna pop in some shops. We actually leave Peru tomorrow for our next destination, which is exciting. And I kind of, guys, I think there's a lot of shopping centers here. Kind of want to go and get my eyebrows done because I just don't feel like a human being right now. When I have no makeup on, I just feel so like not myself. And I saw that there was like loads of shopping centers in this city, so I thought, do you know what, if we've got a spare half hour, which we do. Yeah, how are you finding the city?
I actually really like it here.
Yeah.
And I'm quite surprised. My initial impression without even seeing it was that it was going to be very similar to San Jose in Costa Rica. Just a classic capital city. Just a bit, not to be mean, a bit grotty,
bit
maybe a little bit unsafe.
Yeah, San Jose felt a bit unsafe. No, I don't feel like that at all. I feel like Peru, as a general rule, has felt very safe everywhere we've been, which is nice. Look at this, guys. The tables in the street are just set up for chess. Like, you could just sit down and play. I actually did just find inside the department store at the top of the street a benefit counter, so I have got my eyebrows done, and I have to say, pretty good. They obviously need to fade a little bit. Day one of eyebrows, always a bit intense, but like, I'm really happy. It means I can get away with no makeup. Well, I mean, I always wear no makeup, but I just prefer no makeup when I have my eyebrows done, because otherwise I feel like I look a lot younger than I am, and also just like, I've literally rolled out of bed. Whereas now I'm like, oh no, I did my eyebrows. Yeah, it only took half an hour. Very efficient. She spoke no English, so the whole interaction was done through Google Translate, but she clearly understood. So yeah, all things considered, I'm saying it's a success. I've never been somewhere where they speak no English before, where I've been having like a treatment done, because I've had my eyebrows done in Asia before, but in Asia I found that a lot of places speak English. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, this could be a gamble. She could just do anything. Now I can't do anything about it now. I've trusted her. Have noticed in this area it's very green. There's a lot of parks. There's also a lot of people, just always. We have walked down to the beach for sunset, and we weren't sure if it was going to be a nice sunset because actually, guys, it just started to rain. And again, I'm taking all my information off of, wow, my eyebrows look very harsh right now, please do ignore that. All my information is coming from the lady that ran the tour this morning, but she said that it never rains in Lima, which is a bold claim. I think she said it gets 3 millimeters of rain a year, and it was raining this afternoon, so I was like, something's not adding up, unless we're just very unlucky, which could be true. So we were like, don't know if we're gonna get a sunset, but the sun is just about to break through that cloud, and I actually think it could be spectacular. This is the scenes here. We've got a little viewing deck on the top of this cliff. There's some live music. This is a little creperie. It's a little place you can get sweet treats and stuff like that. And then there's a whole wall that people are sitting along. And also this view is really nice. Over here you've got, I don't know if that's like an island or just like some bits sticking out of the water, or if it's attached at all. It's hard to tell because there's like a layer of cloud. So many surfers. In Peru, and we thought, let's dress up a bit. This country has been a journey. We entered Peru feeling so unwell, and the first vlog, the morale was kind of low. In this vlog, pretty much in the last week, we've just got a fresh spark back, and I'm really glad about that, because I did think there was one point where I felt so ill that actually all I wanted to do was go home, which is crazy, like thinking about it now, but I was actually considering that because I was like, I'm so unwell, like I just feel like I can't be here. Now I'm like, oh my god, I feel good. I feel like I've put some effort into my appearance, my eyebrows even out with the makeup now, do you see what I mean? Obviously still quite intense, but yeah. So we found a restaurant that I think we're gonna go to for dinner that's in this area. Like I say, we're staying in Miraflores, which is kind of a lively up-and-coming area. I recommend it if you're looking for a part of Lima to stay in and you're a fellow backpacker. And then also when we were on the Peru Hop bus yesterday, they actually gave us vouchers to get 2 free pisco sours at this rooftop bar. So I think we're gonna go there afterwards and yeah, just see what's occurring in an evening. It seems like a place where there's like more happening at night than during the day, which is cool with me. Oh yeah, I'm very happy about this. You guys know how we feel about an Indian. This one has very, very good reviews in the area, so we thought we were gonna try it. It's called Mantra Indian, I think, if you're ever in the area. I've got a butter masala, we've got rice, we've got poppadoms, garlic naan, mango chutney. Good morning, Lima. Welcome to another day under the grey sky. That was another thing we learned yesterday. Apparently it's always cloudy here. As you can hear, in fact I'm actually going to show you this, guys. So this has been a really good hostel in terms of social, in terms of location, and also they do include free breakfast. But look at, this is our room, right? And it's on the main road also, so like this is the balcony door. Now I don't know if you can see this, it just doesn't shut. There's like constantly a gap here, you can't close it. It's also smashed. Like, not to be one of those people, but the noise is so loud here. I pride myself on my skill set that I have got since traveling, in that now I can sleep through anything and anywhere. Like at home I used to struggle sleeping if it was noisy, and we live in a really quiet area, so it's like never noisy. I live in the countryside. One sound would wake me up and it would frighten me, and I used to have that a lot when I was younger. I'd be like, what was that noise? But now I'm like, oh, you want to go down the street holding your horn the entire way? I'm not going to wake up through that. I think it's actually good because it means that it doesn't bother me as much. But I do think if that's something that you suffer with, slash you just don't really fancy a door that does not close, it's not the best hostel room ever. I also paid for an ensuite. There is no ensuite. We had a private toilet, but it was still just a communal toilet, but it was like one specific toilet cubicle that said like our room number on it. A weird setup. I have liked it. The staff here have been lovely. I'm not trying to slag it off, but I'm again just trying to keep it real. Anyway, there's surfers walking past, there's people going down to the beach. The city is alive, and it is 8 AM on a Friday, so I mean I guess that figures actually. But we are about to head to the airport here in Lima because we are heading to Argentina today, which means it is the end of this vlog. I think this one has been a lot shorter than the first one. It was very hard to split Peru into vlogs. Like when I'm vlogging I have to consciously think like this is a new vlog, this is a new vlog, and I didn't really know where to do that because we've done a lot of activities and you never really know how much you'll film. Like yesterday on the city tour I couldn't film half of that because we were inside this absolutely beautiful church, and then we went into some catacombs underneath the church. Obviously you can't film that, and there's big signs that being like no cameras, so then I was like, okay, so I actually can't film this activity, which means this vlog's pretty short. But if you have enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let Tom know in the comments if you've enjoyed his editing of the South America series, and if you have any questions, if you're planning your own trip to Peru, do leave them below. I read all of the comments, I try to reply to all of them. But yeah, other than that, I shall see you in Argentina. Are you excited for Argentina?
I'm very excited.
Woo! Bye.
Bye.
Bye guys.